got a 2015 Kenworth here, T660. Doesn't really matter the model, but it was having this problem where the engine fan would just stay on, and it used to shut off, you know, when you got to about 140 degrees when you're heating up. But I noticed one day it just kept staying on, wouldn't turn off, and it was just burning through my fuel. You know, I was spending at least 20% more fuel on every trip, just constantly with that engine fan on. And I was gonna take it to the dealer, but had a bunch of work ahead of me, and I really didn't want to be down as my only truck. And they said, "Oh no, you got to bring it in. We got to diagnose it. It's gonna be a few days." And who knows how many hundreds or thousands of dollars later. And anyway, I lucked out. I went and picked up a different trailer, and I bobtailed over there to get it, and I realized all of a sudden my engine fan went off, and I was like, oh, what the heck's going on? And I kind of figured it's because I'm not hooked up to a trailer, and I thought, well, I wonder how the engine fans work. Are they electric, or are they, you know, run by air? Sure enough, they run by air. They're air actuated. They got a clutch in there that turns it on and off, and it needs air pressure to do it, but it won't do it if it senses you have too much of a loss of air somewhere on your truck. And so sure enough, I went to go hook up the glad hands to my trailer, and my red glad hand had a big leak in it. Went ahead and changed the line out, and it fixed the problem. About a week later, it started happening again, and all it was that little rubber piece between the two glad hands. It had gotten bent or cracked, and that's what was causing enough air leak to make my fan not work. It wasn't going off where it should have been off at a certain temperature, and I was just burning through so much more fuel. So I just licked my fingers and wetted the rubber, silicone little washers in between there, and that did the trick to get me home. And then I just replaced those, you know, later on, and I haven't had a problem with the fan since. And that's really all it was. It saved me days off and, you know, lost loads. And it turns out, I think before a certain year, maybe 2010, I could be wrong, but the fans used to have a fail-safe where they would fail off. So if there was a malfunction or something wrong with the air supply, they would always fail off, but then trucks kept overheating, the fans wouldn't turn on, so they reversed it, and they manufactured them differently where they would fail on. So if you didn't have an if you had an air problem or a, you know, lack of air supply, for safety reasons, it would just keep your fan on. And for the most part, that, you know, that's safe. It keeps your truck from overheating, keeps you on the road, keeps you moving, but at a cost of your fuel. I mean, it burns a lot of horsepower running that fan all day long. So anyways, the first thing you should look for if you do have a fan problem is a loss of air somewhere. Don't assume your you know, your fan clutch is bad or anything like that. Just look for a loss of air first. For me, it was the most simplest one right at the glad hands, but it could be anywhere. And if your truck senses a loss of air, say too quickly, it'll just automatically keep that fan on because it's thinking something might be going wrong, and it wants to keep your engine from overheating and stuff. So anyways, hope this helped. Hopefully you guys can find the problem with your fan clutch. Thanks.